On day 3, there were storm clouds on the horizon. We were up by 5 a.m. It had been raining during the night, so we had to dry the bikes off. We gathered a few tourists while we were doing it. As we were leaving town, a water main had broken, and the water was running across the street. It was a few inches deep, and we had to drive through it. That wouldn't be the only water we ran through that day. The ride to Sturgis was gorgeous. It was cool, but not cold. There was a mountain stream running beside the road, first on one side, then on the other. The road was curvy, with small cliffs and foliage beyond the stream. It was at this point I knew, why Sturgis? Sturgis itself wasn't all that spectacular, just a one-horse western town, mostly wooden buildings. After cruising Main Street and taking a few obligatory pictures, we headed for the Harley dealer. We spent a considerable amount of time poking through the t-shirts. I have plenty of Harley t-shirts, but if one has been to Sturgis, one needs a Sturgis t-shirt. The folks at the dealership told us where we could go. Literally. They said, go to Spearfish Canyon. So we did. Spearfish Canyon Road is winding and similar to the road from Deadwood to Sturgis, only much larger. The canyon walls towered above us, and the stream had small waterfalls in places. At one point, a large waterfall cascaded over the edge. I believe this was the point where we started traveling as much as 50 feet before stopping for another picture. It was getting close to noon, and the sun was coming straight down and shining off the canyon walls. It's noon, and we haven't even gone 20 miles yet. We ate lunch at the Lock String Restaurant, still in Spearfish Canyon. Upon departing the restaurant, the sky was turning an ugly color of black. We started for Lead. Arriving in Lead, we had a decision to make: seek shelter or run for it. There was blue sky on the horizon, but in the mountains you never know what turns you will make. We decided to run. We proceeded at a rapid pace, not even stopping for pictures. Running turned out to be a wise choice. The further south we got, the clearer the sky became. At Pactola Recreation Area, we felt safe enough to stop. There was a parking area beside a lake. This is where we met Benjamin. Benjamin was our youngest admirer of the trip. He was probably 3. He and his family were walking towards their car. I saw him pull on his mother's arm as we rode by. Once we had stopped, I called and asked if he wanted to sit on the bike. He was there climbing up before I could even shut it off. His papa rode a bike, one of those other kinds. The clouds were approaching again, and we started for Keystone. Just outside of Keystone, on Highway 385, we came on some road construction. The flag person waved us down. We don't recommend you try to cross this section on a bike. It was 2 miles of dirt road, muddy dirt road. There were places where little flows of water crossed the dirt road, but it was 100 miles or better to go around and look at those clouds. We're going through. Okay, just be careful. The road was really bad. John was in the lead, and at one point he pulled over and stopped. "What are you doing?" We got to have a picture of this. The picture didn't tell the story. Later in the trip, we met a couple from Germany that went down on this side of the road. They were riding a large Goldwing, and we wondered how they got the bike back up. I don't know about John, but I fishtailed around a great deal. It began to drizzle just after we got off the dirt part, A quick dash to Keystone. We checked into the motel and unloaded the bikes. It was mid-afternoon, but we were dry, the bikes were still standing, and so far it had been a very good day. I was very comfortable watching the weather on the Weather Channel as opposed to the sky. It had started to clear outside our window, but the Weather Channel said it was still storming. "It's just a short ride to the Pigtails," John said. The Pigtails are a series of tunnels dug through the hillsides, all of which frame Mount Rushmore when looked through. I dragged myself from the comfort of the bed and we saddled up for the short ride. The Pigtails were neat, and there were some neat bridges also. We played around on the bridges, took some pictures through the Pigtails, and stopped on the curve that viewed the other side of the mountain. John climbed halfway up the side of a mountain to get the perfect picture of me, the side of the road, and lightning out in the distance. After the final picture, we were debating the next move. John said it was up to me. What the heck? We've come this far, let's go back the long way around. We came to a field with two men and a burro standing next to the road. There's a herd of wild burros in the park, but this was the only one in sight. The men were feeding the burro carrots, and if you had one, you could walk right up to it. They lent John a carrot, and we got a picture. Now the sky was looking really bad. We had several choices, none of which were good. We could try to go back the way we came, which was now longer than before, and through curvy mountain roads. We could continue the way we were going, which was longer yet, with unknown roads, but appeared that it might be blue sky. Run for blue sky. Too bad the road turned. We came to a ranger station, and they suggested a longer but flatter and straighter road. It began to pour. We rode several miles in a torrential rain until we came to an intersection. There was blue sky to the right and extremely dark sky, but a Texaco station to the left. Actually, we were headed in the direction we needed to go. We pulled under the overhang and debated our dilemma at the Texaco station. The actual road we needed to take was a side road off the one we were on. It didn't head directly into the dark, but it also didn't look much better. To my surprise, John was ready to go. After all, how much worse could it get? Let me tell you how much worse it could get. It could hail instead of rain. Water could be running across the road in places. No problem, you say. Hail bounces right off your helmet, right? Wrong. Not when your helmets are back at Keystone. We later find out that the severe storm had passed through the area. Tornadoes, hail, torrential rain, flooding, and high winds. Most of the storm was located in a triangular area. We had been in 2 of the 3 points of the triangle during the storm. When we arrived at the motel, we were both relieved. The power was still off in the room, so we couldn't even check the weather report. John said he had noted the odometer reading and counted every mile. I hadn't. I just guessed at how far we had to go. The gentleman at the motel took a picture of the apparent drowned rats. Actually, neither of us had to even change clothes. The leathers did a good job. Later that evening, John talked me into riding again. It seems that Mount Rushmore is lit for a while in the evening. There's a show in an amphitheater just after dark. We went, and I was glad we did. It is spectacular at night. There was a period of high humidity, rain, and people started to leave. We didn't care. We'd been through the worst. John took some pictures. John said it was the highlight of the trip so far. Rain, hail, dirt roads, and Mount Rushmore. What more could you ask for? It was a great day.